Good afternoon, welcome to Made by Granat. It's Anna here. It's Monday and I am actually here with another flip through of I think this will be my last Christmas journal this year because it's now December 9 and if you're gonna have time to receive your Christmas journal before Christmas, I will have to start shipping them out soon. So this is a little book, or it became a bit bigger than I thought it would. It is, I'm looking for my ruler. There it is. It is made out of a repurposed book, and this one is quite new. It's from 1969. It was Vanity Fair by Thackeray, and as I said when I made this, my daughter bought this a few years back. My youngest daughter, she's now 13. Green was her favorite color, and she got the book and she was starting to make it into a junk journal, but then she lost interest and now green is not her favorite color anymore. So I found this in one of my started boxes. I have little boxes that I put everything in that could be a journal, and she gave it to me, and I thought it's green and gold, so this has to be a Christmas journal, and now it is. So I have let's start by measuring, or I will forget. She is 8 by 5 inches, and the spine is about an inch. So she doesn't have a name. Christmas Sisters, I have been thinking of her because I put these Tim Holtz girls on the front, and I think they just suited there. And I put a little label on the back and a few labels on the spine and on the back as well. And it is held together with some baker's twine, both green and red, that I tied into a bow, I thought, but let me just open this up. Yes, and I have tied them together like this so that they don't untwirl, because baker's twine can untwirl. And this is of course entirely optional if you want to use or not, but I thought it was cute. So she has 5 signatures. I started out with 7 and soon realized that would not work, so now it's 5. And it has 120 pages that are sewn in with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and there is a hidden hollow back spine in the back. So let's start. The end papers are the original ones. They are green and have a lovely gold pattern, so I did not want to lose those. And I have used green hand woven fabric, and the reason I know that it's hand woven is that my mother had a loom and I learned to weave on it, and when you do something by hand, the edges often become like this, a bit wobbly, because sometimes you pull the thread too tight and sometimes you don't, and then you have a thing to stretch it out when you don't do the weaving, when it's resting, and it leaves little marks. So this is a hand woven piece of fabric that I believe it was curtains. I purchased them thrifting. Everything in this book is thrifted or made out of thrifted items, except for the washi tape. That's new, and that's from my Christmas collections. And the washi tape I have used to reinforce the folds of the papers, and I have also used glue to make it stronger. So on the first page we have a Christmas tree fairy from the Flower Fairies, and she has a red doily behind her. And as I said, it was published in 1969. This is from a phone book, A to C, C for Christmas. Here is a reproduction of a catalog from Åhlén Holm. It's a Swedish, was a Swedish postal order company. Very big, huge in Sweden. And this catalog is from the 1900, or it's the reproduction was, the first one was published in 1900. And there are toys, so I thought this could be fun for kids. We have tea-dyed paper. This is vellum. And I believe this is quite new. I found it thrifting. Here is a page from a choral book, and down here is this tiny little Tim Holtz girl, and she's pointing, what's on the other side? Here's a pocket. This is a glassine bag that had Christmas labels in, and inside the glassine bag you can see the print there, and I mended it with some faux cellophane tape. Here is one of my little journaling spots. I made these a while back in Use It or Lose It with some lace and French laundry labels and a print out of a scan of a cabinet card. And it's all backed on a Danish Stormbook page. In the center, here is another page from the Flower Fairies book, and I just cover the text in the middle so you can journal there. More of the choral book, and the tea-dyed paper or coffee-dyed papers have been dyed with lace on. I experimented a bit with this in the summer. That has you have a flip there, more of the catalog, and the phone book. So this is a pocket I also made in Use It or Lose It. It is quite colorful and many patterns, and this is not my style at all, but I love this. It was so much fun to make. It's an envelope that I have covered and made into a flip. I also added a little label up there, tab up there, and inside it is a tall tag that I made, and that's just file folder, and you have a little Lucia, Swedish tradition, and that goes in that pocket. Tall tag for a tall pocket. On the back side, here is the original color of the envelope, and I just made a small collage there with some watercolor swatches I did, and this piece of Tim Holtz flower down there. We have more tea-dyed paper. This is a book page from a Cracker Barrel cookbook, and those pages were about turkeys, so turkey Christmas, right? This is handmade bright white paper, thick, with flowers and grass in it, and I love using it in my Christmas journals. And up here I just pinned on a embroidered C, and this comes from a curtain I also purchased thrifting a few months back. It's this linen color, and then it has the A and the B and the C and the D repeated throughout the curtain in this lovely red, and I thought, C for Christmas, it should go in here. I was planning on making a tag or something, but I never got around to it, so I thought I just pinned it here, and you can do whatever you like with it. Here is a lovely image from a German comic book, I believe, from the 1800s. And I thought these ladies were lovely dressed, and they were probably on their way out to buy Christmas presents. And down here it says Season's Greetings. And this is from a book of days. So we have December 22nd to 28th, and all the name days in Sweden for those days. We have some ledger, and the ledger was big, so it folds in on both sides, and I put some ivy on both. No, holly. holly from Tim Holtz on both sides, and it flips out, and up here it says a Merry Christmas, and that is from a book about cakes, Victorian cakes that I have. And in the center we have a receipt from the 70s, I believe. Someone spilled something on it, but it was nice and red, and I thought Christmas. More holly, more of the white handmade paper, and the Cracker Barrel. There's maple syrup as well. On this flip I sewed on this Tim Holtz ephemera to extend the flip a little bit and have something fun to look at. This is a page from the original text block, and it was quite blank, so I thought you could journal on it. Here we have a genuine vintage Christmas card, and it was the one who folded the kind that folds out and makes a big page. So I glued it together to make a pocket, and inside there is a genuine vintage Christmas. I don't know if it's a greeting card or if it's a Christmas label, address where you put on the package, but it went in there. There's a part of the greeting, and the reason I glued it together was it was full written in Finnish, and I don't know Finnish, so. And besides, we need pockets. So more lacy tea-dyed paper, grid paper with green grid, which means Christmas. This is a postcard with lovely robins on it. You can journal here. In the center here is a page out of a very old poetry book, and this page is from 1946, and it has some wintry image up here. And yeah, little tab there. Here is a little cluster, and on this side this flips out. It's a small envelope, and inside it is this tiny little notebook. You can write a Christmas list or something secret in here, and I also did a bit of collaging on that. Here is a genuine vintage piece of scrap, small Santa. The rest of the greeting card, and here it says something in Finnish, I cannot even pronounce it. And here is another pocket with a vintage Christmas card. Lovely. It's doubled up, so some of it has holes and you can see through. So it's really nice. Here is an image from the original text block, and up here I have used my edge punch to make an interest in that red piece of paper, and when you fold it over it is embossed, and this looks like a Christmas sweater to me. So when you flip it up, I have covered the text with tea-dyed onion skin paper, and you can journal on it. More tea-dyed paper off of a doily. Another Christmas card. I love this one, with the city and people are going around in the snow looking for presents. There's Santa Claus and the Christmas lighting. You can journal on the back. This is from a reproduction of a vintage Gemage's Christmas journal catalog, and this one, it has music and gramophones. Here we have a vintage letter, quite grungy, and here I cover the text with two vintage Christmas labels or address labels, and I thought that was a fun way to use them. This is a painting made in 1906 by Crown Princess Margaret, I believe, here in Sweden, and I think it is really lovely with the wintry scenery there. Here I have extended it with something tea-dyed. It is some scrapbooking paper. the rest of the letter and the catalog. And here I have clipped in a vintage, it is a bill from 1949, I believe. Someone bought lamps. And also this vintage photograph with the boys out in the snow. Boys, men, young men. So that is just clipped in here with a paper clip. If I can get it to stay again. A small one. Here is the back of the Christmas card, and I have taken another Christmas card and glued it down on 3 sides to make a pocket, and inside is this little image. Comes from a children's book, and I have backed it with some book page from the original text block. Nothing gets wasted here. The rest of the doily, heart-shaped. More tea-dyed paper. And this is also from the text block. The illustrations were quite nice. And up here we have a little tuck spot, or up tuck, with a mantelpiece and the stockings. And inside it I have just tucked this. This is one of the postcards that I prettied up a bit in my Use It or Lose It a few weeks back, with some Tim Holtz ephemera and a genuine vintage post stamp and so on. And one of the printed cabinet cards. This flip is extended with another one of the, if you have watched my other flip throughs, you have seen me make these before. It is a library catalog card, and I have splattered it with some distress ink and water, and then I have embellished it with some ephemera and a little Tim Holtz girl and a stamp up there, and then I have splattered it with white so it looks like she's sitting in the snow. And I thought that was cute, and I sewed it on there. Here's a little pocket. This is actually an old or vintage Christmas postcard, and I have cut this city out, and then I glued down on two sides to make it a tuck spot on this page. And here is another one of my prettied up postcards. Love those little Santa kids and the tulip, where all the good things grow. They go in there for now. Here is a little short page, a wassail cup. This comes from a Country Diary Christmas. Here is one of Tim Holtz full stamps. This is more of the handmade paper. And down here it says, "The joy of brightening other lives becomes for us the magic of the holidays." And it's a quote from W.C. Jones. And here is an image of out of a book. And this is a tab up here that is made out of a wax seal with a wreath on it. I don't know if you can see it. And in the center there's a photo of a group of young people celebrating Christmas, and that is at a sanatorium. So everybody is dressed up for the picture. And this is actually a bookmark. This is Tim Holtz ephemera. I had both December 25th and 24th. And in Sweden we celebrate on Christmas Eve. And I know the most of the world celebrate on Christmas Day. But I just put this together with 2 eyelets. And it slips over the page like so. And you can move it to wherever you are. I thought that was a fun idea. We have more from the Country Diary Christmas book. Few images. I love that. Very nice. Father Christmas at a children's party, it says. and the rest on the old book page. And here is the back of that Christmas card that I cut the village out of, fussy cut it. And more tea-dyed paper. And down here is another image from the same book where I got this one. It's about the sanatorium, so this is Lucia celebration at the same sanatorium, and this is from 1945. And that is a pocket, and inside is just a few pieces of ephemera. I got these in Happy Mail. And that's an illustration from the original text block. And we have reached the back. So that, my friend, was another fun Christmas journal to make. As I said, I had to remove 2 signatures because I've had too much fun. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little flip through. And the next time we get together, it will probably be a Use It or Lose It on Wednesday. And then I'm gonna start making other books again. I am in the mood for one of my big grungy journals, actually. I have so many ideas. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Give me a comment down below. How do you think? What do you think of the Christmas journals this year? And have a great week, everybody. Bye.